It's like deja vu all over again, as Baseball Hall of Famer Yogi Berra was fond of saying. In fact, when the New York Yankees hero passed away back in the year 2015, the news cycle was beginning to tip into Russia, Russia, Russia. And here we are almost 10 years later with the same old playbook being dusted off. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence is warning that Russia is trying to interfere in the upcoming 2024 presidential election cycle in favor of course, Donald Trump, and that we shouldn't worry too much about China because at best they might meddle in a few down-ballot races. Yeah, this all sounds very credible. But these are the same people who want us to believe that Russia stole the 2016 election with mysterious fake P-tapes. And hey, I guess this time they must have retrofitted those sonic weapons they supposedly have to induce Havana syndrome in diplomats so that it could fry Biden's brain instead. So yeah, not exactly credible people we're dealing with here in the intel community. But you have to hand it to the left. They have no shame in their game whatsoever. Because while they're trying to gin up Russian collusion fears once again, now that their lawfare attacks against President Trump are floundering and Democrats are having an outright internal civil war over Biden, well, they are happy to openly support foreign interference when it outright benefits their party. And oftentimes they do it in the same breath. Orange man bad because Putin, but also open the border and let everyone vote for me. Yesterday, you might have heard that almost all Democrats in the House, save for 5, voted against a bill which would shore up loopholes to already established federal law mandating that only American citizens can vote in federal elections. As it stands, in many states, all a prospective voter has to do is to check off a box that attests to them being a citizen, but there are no safeguards in place to actually verify those claims. House Democrats try to argue that they oppose the measure because they say it could make it harder for American citizens to vote. Apparently showing proof of who you are is only racist or discriminatory and all that jazz at the ballot box, but not at the airport, the doctor's office, or heck, even at the liquor store to buy some booze. But other House Democrats were a lot more honest than those counterparts. They were like, we ain't spending all this taxpayer money on open borders just to have it all go to waste. And so you had some Democrats like Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan of Virginia spilling the beans. They want to do away with citizenship requirements for federal elections altogether. Listen.
This bill is essentially a poll tax because I am not aware of a single proof of citizenship document that does not cost an individual money to get it, unless we are requiring every state to provide one for free, and then it's an unfunded mandate. This is the 2024 version of the Jim Crow poll tax, and we should vote against it.
Joining us now to discuss all of this and more is author and columnist Lee Smith. Lee, thanks for being here tonight.
Hey, thank you, Kara.
Great. So silly question here, but do Democrats care about foreign interference in our elections, or do they not?
Well, I mean, if they cared about foreign interference in the elections, they'd shut the borders, right? Because who knows who's coming across the border? I mean, Vladimir Putin could be sending millions of people, or at least hundreds of thousands among the millions that the Biden administration has let in. And those hundreds of thousands could swing the vote in places like Milwaukee, Philadelphia. So I'm sure that the Biden administration is so concerned about foreign interference, they're going to have people looking out for suspicious-looking Russian dancers showing up to the polls in places like Detroit and Maricopa County, Arizona.